Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio, we have Lionel Martinelli. He's a co-founder of TrackInsight as well as the director at EdHec Risk Institute. We're going to discuss FundInsight, a joint initiative with TrackInsight and Nasdaq, and it's really dedicated to advisors to offer them data-driven tools. It is great to have you with us, Lionel. Welcome to MarketSite.
Thank you. Hi.
Tell us more about the project.
Well, okay, so the project is essentially an ambitious project to bring to the advisors, to the US-based advisors, a pretty comprehensive platform. So the idea would be to cover the entire universe of mutual funds as well as ETFs in the US, and then provide advisors with a set of tools that allow them to make meaningful decisions when it comes to like screening the universe, checking the exposure of their portfolios with respect to underlying risk factors, and eventually coming up with, meaningful investment decisions, and also, tax swaps and all the things that they typically carry on.
And you keep talking about advisors. Tell us about the building process and how you included them with FundInsight.
Yeah, that was really important. We actually very actively worked with a group of advisors so as to better understand their needs, their problems, the way they think, and we wanted to bring them the tools that they really needed, right? So that was a very important process. And one of the things that we've learned while this building process with them was, first of all, they need and they want to save time. So giving them leverage, right, to give them time to execute what they are good at, which is dialogue with the clients, understanding their clients' needs, and also coming up with meaningful investment advice. And for that, they need to leverage, being able to leverage on, meaningful tools and data. That's what they need. I mean, that was the first component. Second component is they are always in the lookout for good investment ideas, especially when they are, data-driven based on, meaningful risk management principles. So that's really important for them. And I guess the last and third component that came out of these discussions with the advisors was the fact that they are very keenly interested in having at their disposal a tool that they can use not only for themselves, but also for demonstrating the value added of the investment process in this context of the dialogue with their clients.
What are some of the unique features that FundInsight offers?
Okay, well, there are a few important features. I mean, there are quite a few, but just to name a few, one which is very interesting is the universe screening and selection. I mean, it's a universal screening tool that allows you to go through all the mutual funds and ETFs available in the US, and you can, screen them on the basis of themes, regions, factors, sectors, stock concentration, you name it. You've got a great way to, maneuver this huge landscape of investment opportunities. So that's one. There's another one, which is the exposure check. Exposure check is extremely important. You have a tool that allows you to understand and measure what's the exposure of any one of these mutual funds or ETFs with respect to these, important factors. And you can do that. You can measure this exposure. Obviously, that allows you to eventually better manage the exposure. You don't like the exposure, you can change. You can switch to a different fund and see if you get a better exposure. And the last but not least, when it comes to switching, we have this so-called smart substitution indicator. It's based on a proprietary measure from TrackInsight, which is a similarity indicator that allows you to scout the entire universe and identify the alternatives, the funds that actually could be used as substitutes for the existing fund that you have, and that may have otherwise better properties, better performance, lower cost, and that could be useful also for tax swap purposes.
All right, Lionel, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.